Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck, and this is Riverview episode 13. And as you can see, it is now December 1st. Oh, and I'm standing on my tractor. Yes, well, actually, I'm standing on the weight. That was weird. Now I'm standing on the tractor. Now I'm on top of the tractor. Um, yeah, can't really see anything better from up there. Anyway, this is episode 13. Sorry for that segue. I got a little bit distracted. We're going to go ahead and turn this on and kind of take a look at what's going on down here. But there is very little else for us to do on this farm through the next 3 or 4 months. We got all that grass ready to feed the cows. The cows have been fed. We used the rest of that hay to provide, well, straw, I guess, not hay, straw to provide bedding for the cows, and they've got 54,000 liters. They still got plenty of food. They're not producing milk yet. We don't really want to get any more cows at this point. We could probably manage another 60, but I don't want to push it and run out of food before I have a chance to make any more. We've got some slurry made. We also have some manure over here. So we're starting to get some things that will be very helpful for us in the future. But we planted that field of grass. Let's just drive down there and take a look together. We planted that field of grass. We ran out of time in November to plant the other one, so field 9, I believe, is the one that is empty right now. Field 10 is planted. Oops, brakes, backing up. So, yeah, this one is planted with grass. And look, it's got some grass on it, which I really like. I'm glad that that came in so quickly. pH value, nitrogen value look great. 98% yield, that's even better. Down here, this is our wheat. This is also looking very good. Now that we've advanced a month. So these crops are looking great. Just a couple of weeds there. For the most part, we shouldn't have weeds because of what we did to prep the field. But these are just some that we missed on the edge when we were planting. So where we didn't quite get that disc harrow all the way into the ground, we will get some weeds. Now this one down here, on the other hand, because we cultivated and not subsoiled, there are weeds that are medium. And it looks like we can get rid of those with a hoe, or we could spray those. So I can't remember, what do we have? Gosh, I walked a long way away from my tractor. Sorry about that. Now you gotta watch me walk back. I can't remember what we sprayed our field with before. If we have herbicide in our sprayer or not, because that is something that we could do today. Which is good, because I wasn't exactly sure what we were going to do in December. But we definitely need to spray that. Otherwise, if we don't have herbicide, we can actually consider going and renting a hoe. I don't think I've ever used one of those. And seeing if we can run a hoe over that field to get those weeds off. But if we've got herbicide up here on our sprayer already, then that would make the most sense. And I kind of feel like we did already do that here. So I would not be surprised if we have herbicide loaded in here. Yes, 3,519 liters of herbicide. So let's go ahead and do that. And we will get busy getting that field taken care of. The only other thing that I know we've got to manage today is checking those sales to see if there's any equipment that's going to come available. Oops, that's the way to get into the field. I wanted to go to the left. If there's any equipment available that's becoming available that we want to purchase for the farm here over the next couple of months. So obviously we need to take care of the weeds now while we can. But the grass is looking great here in field 10. So field 9 is our barren is not the right word, but our empty one, it has not been planted, and it will not be planted until March at the earliest. So we'll watch this as well. It might also get some weeds, but it shouldn't because it was subsoiled. But we'll just kind of see how that goes. So this is the field, I believe, that has, nope, this one just needs rolling. It's the next one. So we'll get the herbicide spread, and then we will check the sales. In fact, we should probably check the sales before we spread the herbicide, because the sales change somewhere in the middle of the day, I believe. So let's get down here. Let's zoom way out and unfold this thing. And while that's unfolding, let's take a look. So I think we looked at these in the last episode as well. We don't really need this plow. We already have a spreader. This is for forage harvesters, which we already have one, but we don't really need that. This is interesting. This is a manure spreader, and we are actually making manure right now, so this would be a way to use that manure, and it is 67% off. So that's great. And it spreads 12 meters. But we only have 14,588. And this is 18,849. But you know what? I think that's probably a good idea for us. Let's check our finances real quick and see, do we have a little loan? Yeah, we have 60,000 in a loan right now. Because I think we used that to buy some cows. That's the other reason we're not buying any more cows right now. Look at all this red. Our balance sheet is full of red. August, September, October, November, December. We're not making any money yet, guys. That's a problem. We did sell some vehicles up there to generate a little income to offset, and we have more equipment we could sell. But we need to get moving on this. But what's the difference between 60 and 70,000? Not a lot. Pretty much 2 clicks of this button. Oh, look, we have $70,000. Okay, so I think I am going to go ahead and buy this just because it will give us the option to be able to spread manure, and that would save us money on fertilizer later. So plus, I don't think I've used this piece of equipment before, and we have cows that are making manure for us. So this makes sense to me, and this is why we put the straw in. If you don't put the straw in for bedding, number one, the cows don't stay healthy, but number two, you don't produce the manure, I believe. So since we're going through all the work of making straw, and we planted these crops down here to give us more straw for our forage harvester, I think it would make sense for us to get this. So we're going to go ahead and purchase that. Let's see, we can change the wheels, we can change a couple other things. I don't really... That doesn't matter to me. Trelleborg or Michelin. Trelleborg's fine. I think that's what we have on everything else. Okay. Yeah, looks good. And we're back down to $5,000. All right, we look pretty good. Let's back up this way just a hair. And again, I apologize, these trees, man. Maybe it doesn't bother you guys. It bothers me that I make you guys watch trees because I'm zoomed out for whatever reason I'm zoomed out for. All right, let's get on the map too and take a look at our weeds up here. So we're on field 7 here. Yep, and there is our weeds. Did we already spray those weeds? That must have been the field that we sprayed with this herbicide. Must have been 8. Okay. Well, yeah, we've got weeds are in the green. So we will go ahead and get that spray on here. So let's go ahead and... Where's the edge of the field? Is it right there? So we'll get that and get our cruise control going, and I think we're doing a pretty good job here of catching the end there. And that is, yep, that's turning it brown. So, ooh, look like we are just missing a hair up there, but that won't affect our yield too terribly much. So let's go ahead and just straighten out so we don't miss any more. And we'll go ahead and stop there. So what I'm going to try to do is line it up with the edge of the field this way now, and then try to come down this side. So if I do it correctly, we won't have missed any in that gap. If I don't do it correctly, we're going to leave a little bit of a line between the two edges, but because of the angle of this. Let's get that squared away. I think we'll be doing all right. So we'll go ahead and turn on that sprayer and get going here. And then we're going to watch this left edge as we kind of rotate that through and find our angle a little bit more because we're overlapping. And then we'll get here. It's an art, not a science, when you're trying to do funny shaped fields like this, but I enjoy the abnormally shaped fields a little bit. I've done a lot of square fields, or rectangular fields, I should say, and that's great. I don't mind doing rectangular fields. Actually, let's do the same thing down here. So number one, let's check our map. Yeah, so we did miss this little line of green here, but it's not worth going back to spray. So we will go ahead and rotate and do a similar curve to kind of encompass this curve here. Then we'll be able to just back and forth our way across. So let's get turned around here. Oh, kind of wiggling our way back into the corner here. Is that pretty square with the edge? And this corner is covering the edge, looks like. Alright, so we will go ahead and turn on our sprayer. And this will be at a bit of an angle. And it's a curve, so we'll just kind of have to gradually come around the curve. We'll probably waste a little bit of spray over there on the grass outside of the field, but do what you got to do to get it coverage. But overall, I think this is working great, and we're not using that much herbicide, to be honest. We started at 80 something, we're only down to 73. So either this is a really big tank, or the precision farming is detecting that we don't need that much because the weeds aren't that big. And I'm going to guess it's that is a pretty big tank, because I don't think precision farming necessarily does that. But if you know, like I said, I'm just still kind of learning with precision farming. If you know the answers to that, let me know in the chat, or the comments. I guess it's not chat, we're not streaming. Because I would love to know what, oh, that's $1,000 mistake with your, probably several $1,000s of mistake with your equipment there. So I want to get squared away this way. You don't want to be banging these giant spray arms into trees. Probably the right thing to do would have been to fold it up and then get back over here and then unfold it again, but of course I was too lazy to do that, and so you guys got to see me run into a tree with my sprayer, which is fine. It happens. More than I would like to admit. And this is a really wide sprayer, which is nice. It makes going over this field quick and easy, but it also makes it a little bit harder to maneuver like that, and then you'll see accidents like those that you just witnessed. So anyway, get this herbicide sprayed here. It's going really well, I would say, and we've bought something in the sales this morning. So once we get this done, we'll wrap this up and check the sales at the end of the day, or at least in the afternoon, to see if they're any different. Sometimes they are, and then we'll probably move on to the next day. Let's see. That should have covered there. So now we just need to kind of do this triangle down here. Let's start turning that way. And then we'll come down here. And it's nice too because you can see the weeds that we sprayed are brown and the ones that we haven't are that kind of light green. Is this the wide end of the triangle? It is. So the edge seems to be somewhere around here. And that'll leave a little triangle down there, but that's all right. So we'll go ahead and just get this sprayed. And again, this is one of those things that GPS could fix, but they can't do GPS on the console like they can on the PC, which is fine. I understand it's scripts, and they don't let you put scripts in console gaming because of the way that programming works. And that's about all I know about it, is that it's not possible for the way that the consoles run those scripts. But we do our best, and we got, I mean, that's like 95% coverage or better. We've got this one little strip of green here and the top of the field that we missed, but having weeds on that is not really going to affect our yield too terribly much. So I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and get this folded up, and we'll get this parked. You know, I think we actually bought 2 containers of herbicide. You guys can correct me here, or we'll figure it out in a second. I think we bought 2 containers of herbicide, but this tank did not quite fit the full 4,000 liters. So I think we have a half tank of herbicide down at the shop. So since we've got the tractor down here and we've got the sprayer hooked up, let's run down to the store real quick and just take a look and see if we've got some herbicide down here that the store owner wants us to get out of his lot because we let it sit there for 2 months or something. So we'll pick that up, and this will also give us a chance to look at our new manure spreader that we purchased. We won't be able to haul it back because we've already going to be hauling the sprayer back, but at some point in time we can find if there's any other equipment we want to sell, and we could haul that down and then bring the manure spreader back. So those would all be options. There is our spreader. I am not seeing a partial pallet of herbicide down here, so we must have got it all. My bad, but at least we're going to get to look at our new manure spreader, and that's a nice clean looking paint job, which is good because it's going to get real dirty once we start putting manure in there and spreading that on the fields. All right, so here's interesting. They've got this measurement gauge on the side. Remind me when we start loading manure in this to see if this actually fills up. I've never seen one with a gauge on the outside like this. I'd like to know if we're getting it to 100 cubed liters or whatever it is that we measure manure by. But I'd like to see if it actually gets up there to 100 for that. So anyway, we've got that. Let's see, we've got our sprayer down here. Just wanted to come down to the shop and check out our new equipment. And wasn't this damaged? Am I remembering that? Yeah, like 49% damage, 58% damage. We might want to repair our equipment while we're down here too. So let's take a look at the sales. They're the same because this tipper was already in there, so nothing has changed there. Let's see if we can go ahead and repair this equipment since we're down here. And then we'll take this back to the farm and get it parked up, and we will move on to December 2nd. So let's see. The weight is fine. Nothing to repair. It's going to take almost $5,000 to repair a tractor and another $775 to repair a sprayer. So let's go ahead and repair the sprayer first. And we do want to maintenance our tractor, especially going into the winter. 67 months, man, no wonder this repair costs so much. This is an old tractor. Yeah, so the older your tractor is in months, or the more operating hours you have, the more maintenance it costs. So we are saving money by having an old used tractor, but it's costing us money in maintenance, which, okay, that checks out. That makes sense to me. But 4,900 in repairs. I mean, we could do it and have literally like, well, let's just do it and see how much we have left. There we go. We got $16 left to our name. We are hitting the bottom of that bank account. But anyway, so let's go ahead and park this up. We will probably need to either find another piece of equipment to sell and run it down here, drop it off. Get out of my way, deer. There's all like 5 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think only 4, but hoping I'm on the wrong side of the road again. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. All right, so yeah, we can either decide if there's another piece of equipment we don't need that we can run down and sell, and then we can pick up our manure spreader because we're not going to want to leave that in the lot all winter. And that would be a great way to generate a little bit more income for the farm so that we're not down to, why are we down to $10 now? What did I miss? Was there some sort of maintenance fee that came across at 3 o'clock? We didn't hire a worker, so there shouldn't have been. But regardless, seems that we have gotten one, so that's fine. $10 is enough for lunch, hopefully, as long as I don't eat too fancy. All right, so where do we want to put this sprayer? We aren't going to be spraying anything else, and the winter is coming, so I think I'd rather put it indoors if we can, just because it's got the herbicide in it. This is a pretty big open. We shut that, then we can open this side, is that right? Oh, this one has a little door on the side. That's nice. All right, let's go ahead and park it up in there for the winter because I don't know if herbicide can freeze, but I don't really want to take that risk. All right, and then let's get this backed up a little bit this way and then straighten that out a little bit more this way and straighten that out. And we will just park that there, disconnect that, and pull back out. All right, so let's take a look at our equipment real quick and just see if there's anything we are missing. Obviously, we need the baler, the windrower. Obviously, we need this subsoiler. Is that what that's called? Now you're making me second guess myself. Yep, it's a subsoiler. Okay. Subsoiler there. So where's the power harrow? Oh, that's on our planter, right? Because our seeder is the coon. The power harrow is also the coon. 4040. Combinations R3 with the 4040. Yep. So those are seeder, planter, subsoiler. That makes sense. Sprayer, fertilizer sprayer, manure spreader. Grassland care is our grass rollers and weeders. Improve the yield of your grass fields. Do we have a roller? Why am I not rolling my grass fields if we have a roller? Cultivator we kept because it wasn't worth very much. Though $4,000 seems way more worth it now. This is our header for our Superflex. For the New Holland, we've got tractors, 2 small tractors and a medium tractor. Telehandler we use all the time. We need a tipper. Front loader tools, not a lot of money there. Forge wagon is nice. That is how we did our straw. Now technically we could bale that straw. We do have a baler. we're able to stack and move those with the telehandlers. We even got that low loader that we can fit those 2, 4, 6, 8. I think we put 16 on there last time. So we could do straw bales, and if we're going to start making silage, that's interesting. It was very nice to have a forage wagon to get the straw off at the beginning of the series, but we have a baler that we spent a lot of money on because I wanted square bales. So that's worth noting, I think. Okay, that's an option. We need our windrower, we need our tedder, we need our mowers, telehandler, low loader, weights. Forge wagon is kind of it, but that's 75,000 and we owe 70,000, and that would save us interest over the winter months. Guys, I'm kind of falling in love with this idea. Where is that forge wagon? It is hooked up to our cloths right here. So let's go ahead. We're gonna shut this. Let's go ahead and turn this around. That would get us, with our loan paid off, I believe, and we don't lose much functionality. Yes, it's going to take longer to pick up that straw because we'll have it in bales. We'll have to bale it and stack it instead of just managing it with the forge wagon. But it does make it easier. Now, here's the other thing. We have got to shred those bales for the cows. We can't just drop bales in there for straw. We need a bale shredder or a mixing wagon. But we were going to do silage anyway to make TMR, which means we were going to get a mixing wagon at some point in time in the future. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit torn. Why don't we do this? Why don't you tell me? Yeah, I'll leave it up to you guys. Why don't you tell me in the comments if you would like to keep this over the winter, pay the interest on the 70,000 that we have borrowed, but then we don't need a bale shredder or a mixing wagon, or should we take this down there, sell it off, and save the interest here in December? So, yeah, this is the end of the episode anyway. That's about as far as we were going to get. So, I will leave it up to you guys. Do we sell the wagon? Let me know in the comments below, and we will go from there. And I will see you guys in the next video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see an alert every time I post a new video, you can go ahead and ring that bell as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.